Hello, and welcome to another segment of Meet the Trainers. My name is Patty Sutton, and I am the General Manager of the International Academy of Spiritual Gifts. It's an arm of the International Institute of Pneumatology. And we currently have 12 trainers scheduling classes on identity and the 9 gifts of the Spirit. So I am delighted that today we have the opportunity to meet one of our highly esteemed trainers, Kourtney King.
Hello,
Kourtney,
everyone.
hello.
Hi.
Welcome. And would you please tell us a little bit about who you are and your
Mhm.
background?
I am a master mentor at the International Institute of Pneumatology, and I've been studying there and being coached by Zane Pierre for like the last 5 years or so. And I also am the founder of World Changing Mind, which is a sister organization which solely focuses on helping women walk in their priesthood and walk in the name. I actually grew up in Oklahoma City. Haven't lived there in 20 years, but I grew up in Oklahoma City. And I came from a Pentecostal apostolic background. So having to go through my journey of life and then coming to the name, I can say that my life changed drastically in understanding the Bible through Western thought process, like the Greco-Roman thought process, versus understanding it through the ancient lens of the priesthood. So it has changed my life dramatically, and I'm just happy now to help other women do that.
That's pretty awesome. And
Mhm.
my next question was actually, what did you learn from the International Institute of Pneumatology? Would you kind of recap that? Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to add to that that's, kind of basic what you've learned in addition?
So yeah, I mean, when you come into the name, it applies to all areas of your life. So really, I learned to revamp my life through the lens of Christ and how He would have us navigate it, but also to come into the fullness of Christ is to be able to operate in all 9 gifts. And so, even though I had been in church my whole life or most of my life, I did not function in all 9 gifts, the spiritual gifts. And so now I am able to do that. And so I think that really set me free too, to feeling like, I can actually help the earth and fulfill Isaiah 61.
Nice. Very nice. Well, what area of study would you say is your specialty?
Well, my area of study, because I focus on women and I'm typically helping them revamp their lives through the 12 areas, I would say I deal with the 12 areas of life. So I lean heavily in helping with a person's mental state because I actually have 2 sides to my practice where I solely focus on teaching women the name through the Bible, but then I also do it without the Bible and I just teach the principles. So typically, even on both sides, I'm really helping them revamp their mindsets because spirit and mind are one. And so revamping how to think about how they're approaching their motherhood, how they are approaching relationships, how they are approaching even how they're seeing themselves. So the 12 areas specifically going into mindset.
Wonderful. And what would you say people can expect from your classes in participating with you?
um at what we're doing here at the institute
Yes.
specifically. Well, again, I deal with all 12 areas and the 9 spiritual gifts, so I guess
Mhm.
whatever has been assigned to me to teach.
Okay. You're open to anything, right?
I
So,
am.
since you have brought that up a couple of times about at least maybe the 12
Okay.
areas,
Yeah.
would you like to say what the 12 areas are so people know
Off
what
the
you're
top of my
talking
head,
about?
I will try to say what the 12
Okay. I
areas
know
are.
that's a lot to
um
ask.
Right. So the first one is identity. So revamping even how you see yourself, because we have so heavily relied on external validation that we don't even know how to rely on the mindset and the logic of the spirit. So that would be the first area. Relationships is another one, whether it's romantic relationship or the relationship with an acquaintance. We have something that we teach at the Institute. It's called the Circle of Trust. So we teach you how to manage those relationships based on the circle of trust. Parenting, I can't remember if I said that one. How you function in government, how you function in social interaction in different spaces. How do you function online? Um, So I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head.
Well, you know what? That's good. I think you
Hmm.
you touched on it enough, so it gives us an idea of what
Hmm.
you're talking about when you reference the 12 areas. So, yeah, that's really interesting, Kourtney. I want to thank you for sharing, taking up
Yeah.
the time to introduce yourself. And I am certain your classes will be very interesting and that you will be very helpful in helping people to navigate how to use
Hmm.
the trainings to help them walk in the name, help them to
Absolutely.
live that out.
Yeah, and
So,
really learn how to take responsibility and feel
yeah,
confident that they can fulfill what Christ has called them to do.
right. And that they've already been validated, so they don't need to
Absolutely.
worry about that part.
Not at all.
Not at all. Well, I'm looking forward to us working together, linking arms to where we can share the glory of Yahweh as the waters cover the sea. And
Yay.
so, yeah, so be sure to our listeners, be sure to go to the International Academy of Spiritual Gifts Facebook group and join that group if you haven't already, so that you can participate in our trainings. They're free. So don't miss it. You want to get in on the freebies because they are exceptional. We look forward to seeing you there, and shalom until
Blessings.
we see you again. Thanks again, Kourtney.